be a little more friendly to your own body. You may ask, are we not friendly? You are not. If you look a little deep, you will understand how many times you exploit your body, how many times you misbehave with your body, how many times you ill-treat your body. Night 2 o'clock, sitting in front of TV and watching the basketball. Your eyes are crying, please give me little sleep. I am totally tired. It is just closing by itself and water is pouring. But just for the sake of your joy, you misbehave with your body. You torture it. And this gongra chutney, Andhra chutney. Your tongues are burning, eyes are pouring, body is telling, no, I cannot. But what you do? Just for the sake of your taste, I think even now, this moment itself, you can see Andhra people, the saliva started coming. The very word mentioning of gongra chutney is more than enough. Saliva has come. They don't even touch with one finger. I have seen just like this only they take the chutney. Not only Andhra people, anybody who likes that chutney. And your body says, your body gives many warning, notice to you. Too much of coke. And it produces some gas and tells you, no. But what you do? For the sake of your joy, put everything inside, junk food. That is why your stomach is nothing more than a dustbin. Almost our stomach is nothing more than dustbin. And food itself so many times tortures your body. Then the question of smoking and drinking. If you are a smoker, remember first time when you smoked, how your body resisted. How much it felt tortured because you are sending the hot smoke inside. How can your system tolerate it? When you started, how much your body resisted and struggled, how much you coughed, how much you suffered. Remember, but for the sake of your joy, you started torturing the body. You started torturing the body. Drinking. Again, torturing your own system. Putting your system into unconsciousness. It's like there was two pigs. In India, pigs live near drainage. There was two pigs. One pig was telling, I feel too much of bad smell from this drainage. What to do? The other pig told, don't worry, put your nose into the mud, that's all. Put your nose into the drainage, mud, over. If you put your nose into the drainage, you will not have the bad smell, you see. If you put your nose into the mud, you will not have the smell because your nose is totally black. The same thing only happens for drunkards. Because you feel you are not happy with your being, you drink. Then you put your nose into the unconsciousness. You don't even feel that, that's all. Remember how many times you torture your body, how you ill-treat your body, how much you are violent towards your body. Many people come and ask me, Swamiji, so much of violence is happening, so much of terrorism is happening in the world. What should we do? I tell them, of course, it is true that terrorism is happening. But we so much bother about the terrorism which happens outside. We forget the terrorism, which is the violence which is happening in our house, the domestic violence and the self-violence, masochism and sadism, domestic violence and self-violence. We forget about this domestic violence and self-violence. One among the three American women, one among the three is tortured or ill-treated, misbehaved because of domestic violence. The reports say, poll survey says, one among the three. We don't bother about the domestic violence and we don't bother about the torture which you are doing to your own body. Understand how much you torture your body and be a little more friendly to your body. And in the mind also, guilt. Guilt is the self-violence, torture given to you, to your mind. Be a little more compassionate. Guilt is a torture given to you by yourself. Perfectionism is the torture given to others by yourself. Self-torturing is guilt. Torturing the others is perfectionism. If you are a husband or wife of a professor, you can be sure you will not go to hell after death. And if she or he is a philosophy professor, you can be sure you will never reach hell after death because you are living in it. The philosophy professors are the worst people to live with because they will be continuously perfectionists. One man came to me and he was introducing about himself. He said that he is a doctor and all these things. I asked him, what your wife is doing? Swamiji, she is a BABL. In India, BABL means lawyer. I asked him, oh, she goes to court regularly? He said, no, Swamiji, she argues in the house itself. She argues in the house itself. It is very difficult to live with philosophy professors and I have not told that word because I am afraid of lawyers. Anyhow, the perfectionism makes everybody mad. The guilt tortures yourself, perfectionism tortures others. Understand, add little friendliness towards your approach to your body and your approach towards the other body, your approach towards your mind, your approach towards the other's mind, your approach towards your being, your approach towards others' being. Always carry words which will heal others. In our ashram we have an habit, if somebody drops a glass or something and breaks, we immediately tell thank you. I tell them thank you. If you shout at them, what is going to happen? Already the glass is broken and nobody will break it purposely. Nobody is mad to break something purposely. Already the glass is broken. If you shout at the other, his heart also will be broken. Why do you want to break one more thing? At least heal him by your words. Have words which heals others. Have the body language which heals others. That is what I call friendliness. Carry friendliness in your verbal language and body language. We don't bother about these simple things. We are so much engrossed in making money or the so-called comforts, we forget the real life or the real existence. These are all great spiritual vratas. Understand, only doing puja or doing some vrata. Vrata means the fasting. Don't think only those things are spiritual vratas. Carrying the Aishwarya, carrying the auspiciousness, carrying the Lakshmitva in your body language is the real vrata. One lady came to me and asked, Swamiji, in my house there is no peace. Please tell me something. I told her, carry the Lakshmi in your body language. Carry the Lakshmi in your verbal language. Lakshmi means the beauty and the grace. Carry the healing effect in your body language and the verbal language. She said, no, Swamiji, already I am doing many Lakshmi Vrata. From morning till night I am fasting, and every day week, the Fridays I fast, and every day, whole Friday I do Lakshmi Puja. Even then nothing is happening. I told her, yes, inside the puja room, puja to the Lakshmi. Once you come out of the puja room, Archana to the husband. How peace will be there? Inside puja room you worship Lakshmi. When you come out, Archana to the husband. How will the peace be there? Carry the words of healing. Carry the body language of friendliness continuously in your being. Add friendliness to your quality, to your life. And heating up. What is heating up? Processing. We learnt what is removing and what is adding. Processing. Processing means the first time when you give your love or loving body language words, the other will not receive. Because for a long time you had only the relationship of resistance, tug of war. Suddenly how the other will trust you that you changed? So he will not receive. Many people come and tell me, Swamiji, after listening to your discourse, I decided I will love him and respect him, I will take care of him. But even if I show he is not reciprocating, what can I do? In overnight, you cannot make him or her understand that you have transformed your life. You need little bit of perseverance or tapas, patience, till his being trusts you. You should continue showing the love and the friendliness in your body language. That is what is processing. Of course, all these days you are showing a different face. Suddenly you go to listen to some Swami and come back and tell that I transformed. How will he believe? Because you have gone to thousands of Swamis, thousands of discourses, and you must have tried also many times. So naturally, he will not believe, he will not trust, the other will not trust you. But just because he has not reciprocated, don't stop your practice. Till the other trusts you, carry this friendliness in your verbal language and body language. 3 things: removing, adding, processing. Remove your imaginations and dreams. Add the real friendliness towards your body and towards the other body. Process it till the other person trusts and reciprocates it. Reciprocates the same love to you. Once the other reciprocates, naturally you will also start giving. Decide the commitment or the solid decision to keep your patience at the time of processing is what a real tapascharya, real tapas. Remove the dirt of dreams and imaginations about the other body and about your body. Add friendliness towards your body and the other body, and continue to carry friendliness in your verbal language and body language till the other person starts reciprocating the same love towards you. These are the three steps to convert, to transform your lust to love. So, let you transform your lust to love. Let your being reach this ultimate alchemy. Let your being undergo this ultimate alchemy and reach the eternal bliss. Nitya Ananda. Thank you. It is already 9. Start action. This technique is from Tantra. It's called Kama Dahana, burning of the lust, alchemy of the lust. Alchemy of the lust to love. It's a beautiful meditation technique to create a deep friendliness inside your body, about your body, and to burn the imaginations about the other body. We have 72,000 actually, 72,000 energy centers inside our system. If those actually inside our body, 72,000 energy centers are there. Only 12,000 are working. 12 to 14,000 maximum are working. Other energy centers don't work. That is why we don't feel comfortable with the body. If the whole energy centers are awakened, you will feel totally relaxed and comfortable with your body. And there will be one more step to burn the imaginations and dreams about the other's body. This technique is called Kama Dahana. There is one technique called Dukkha Harana. This is the higher version of the Dukkha Harana. Let me explain the technique. It's a 30 minutes meditation technique. First 10 minutes, you will breathe chaotically. Chaotically means as deeply as possible. As deeply as possible, as chaotically as possible. Chaotic breathing. The next 10 minutes, just shake the whole body. Shake the whole body. Your hands, fingers, feet, head, neck, everything should just shake. Should become a shaking. Not even one nerve should be resting in your whole body. Whole body should just shake. The last 10 minutes, just sit. Be like a frozen statue, the ice statue. If your whole body is frozen, how it will become? Just like that. Just freeze your whole system and breathe as slowly as possible and as deeply as possible. Understand? First, chaotic breathing. The deep and chaotic. Standing and just bend your knees so that you can breathe totally. That is the way. Next 10 minutes, shake your whole body. Last 10 minutes, just sit silently. Concentrate on the root chakra. Concentrate on the Mooladhara, where your spinal cord ends. That is a sex center, where the root of the spinal cord ends. And breathe very deeply and very slowly. Just feel the breath is going to the root chakra and coming out. That's more than enough. People who are heart patients can raise their hands. An expectant mother and heart patients, please don't practice. Others can start. Please take the ribbon and stand up. Tie the ribbon and stand up.